welcome you to the Silent Street, where secrets are buried behind white fences and the most terrifying monsters live just next door. Tonight's story is about a picture-perfect neighborhood with one deadly flaw. This is the HOA decides who lives and who doesn't. I moved to Sycamore Grove because I wanted peace. After 10 years of living in the city, the constant sirens, the shouting, the trash piling up, I craved quiet. My therapist said I needed a lifestyle change, and when my remote job became permanent, I started looking for something calmer. A gated community in a sleepy suburb seemed perfect. Sycamore Grove had glowing reviews online. Residents praised its safety, how clean it was, and especially the Homeowners Association, the HOA. People said the HOA made the place feel like a utopia. I wasn't thrilled about giving up some control, but the thought of a real neighborhood where people actually said good morning outweighed any worries I had. When I first arrived, it felt too good to be true. Tree-lined streets, manicured lawns, neighbors who smiled at you as they watered their gardens. I even got a welcome basket the day I moved in. Muffins, a scented candle, and a laminated sheet titled Community Code of Conduct. At first glance, the rules seemed ordinary. No loud music after 9 p.m., no parking on the street overnight, keep your trash bins out of sight. But some rules were strange. All residents must attend the monthly HOA assembly. No exceptions. No guests allowed after sundown without prior written approval. Front-facing windows must remain uncovered after dark. Do not approach or enter Lot 60, ever. I had passed Lot 60 on my first morning jog. It was a fenced-off patch of land at the far end of the neighborhood. No house, just overgrown grass and a black metal gate locked with heavy chains. It looked forgotten, abandoned. The days were peaceful, almost unnaturally so. No dogs barking, no kids screaming, no car alarms. Everyone greeted me with pleasant smiles, but no one ever stopped to talk. It was like being in a living postcard, beautiful, quiet, and hollow. Then came the third night. I was brushing my teeth, half asleep, when something made me glance out the window, and that's when I saw them. My neighbors, all of them, standing silently on their lawns, perfectly still, facing the street. They weren't talking, they weren't moving. Some wore pajamas, others had robes, but all of them were frozen in place, like mannequins under the soft glow of the street lamps. I stood in the darkness of my living room and watched from behind the curtains. For 15 minutes, no one moved. Then, without a sound, they all turned and walked back inside at the same time. I didn't sleep well that night. The next morning, I found a piece of paper on my doorstep. No envelope, just one line, typed in red ink. You did not stand with us last night. This is your first reminder. I laughed it off at first. Maybe it was a weird neighborhood tradition, some bizarre prank to haze the new guy. But that night, when they all gathered again, I stepped outside. I didn't know why I did it. Maybe fear, maybe curiosity. But I stood there like the rest of them, silent, facing the street. After a while, something inside me whispered to turn around. Just a little, just enough to peek. I did. And what I saw was a man across the street, an older guy I hadn't seen before, trembling. He wasn't standing still. He looked panicked, darting his eyes from house to house. He waved his hands, mouthed something I couldn't hear. He was trying to get someone's attention. No one moved. Then, the street lamps flickered, and the man was gone. Not walked away. Gone. Just like that. No one reacted. No one flinched. I nearly screamed, but I forced myself to stay frozen. After a few more minutes, the lights returned to normal, and everyone turned and walked inside. I barely made it to my bed before I collapsed, shaking. The next morning, there was another note. Thank you for your cooperation. You will now receive voting privileges. Voting privileges? That evening I was invited formally to the HOA assembly. It was held in the community hall, a pristine building near the center of the grove. I'd passed it before but never seen anyone go in or out. Inside it was dimly lit with long wooden pews and candles lining the walls. The air was thick with some kind of sweet-smelling incense. Every resident was there. Sandra, the realtor who'd sold me my house, stood at the front. She smiled and spoke softly. Tonight, we vote on the fate of Mr. Lawson from 77 Cottonwood Lane, she said. Violation, refusing to stand, aggravated defiance, 3 offenses. We now decide. There were no discussions, no arguments, just a single question. Does Mr. Lawson belong in Sycamore Grove? Everyone raised their hands. Every single person, including the woman sitting right beside me. I didn't know what to do. I hesitated, but I raised mine too. My fingers trembled, but I raised it. I didn't know what happened to Mr. Lawson, only that his house was for sale the next morning. His things gone, the porch freshly painted. Time passed, more votes, more violators. One woman voted no once, and she was the subject of the next vote the following month. No one voted to save her. I started to feel watched, not just by the residents, but by the houses themselves. Lights flickered when I thought too loudly. Shadows shifted if I stayed out past curfew. Once I saw someone looking out from lot 60, just eyes behind rusted bars, but when I blinked, they vanished. Eventually, I stopped questioning it. I followed the rules. I smiled when I needed to. I voted when told. Then, last week, I received a new slip of paper. It wasn't typed like the others. It was handwritten, and it said, "They're going to vote on you next. Run." I don't know who left it. I don't know who to trust. But tonight is the next assembly. I have bags packed. I don't know if I can leave. The gates never open unless the HOA allows it. But I have to try. If you're hearing this, and if you're thinking about moving somewhere quiet, somewhere perfect, please don't come to Sycamore Grove. You've been listening to The Silent Street, where every neighborhood has a nightmare and every street hides a secret. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe. And remember, some rules are made to protect you. Others are made to decide if you live.